Hey everyone, GuardianE here with another live reaction and first impression video in Fire Emblem Heroes. Tonight, we're getting the reveal of the next Mythic Hero to be introduced into the game. And I'm not looking at my screen right now. I'm trying to avoid looking at it so I don't spoil myself. I know that there was a data mine recently that revealed, and at least strongly hinted, that the next hero is going to be Naga, or at least some Naga equivalent, potentially another Tiki maybe. A lot of people were questioning whether they would bring Naga in right away. But that's the current rumor mill. So let's just kind of see what they have in store for us. Alright. See a gold flash here. A new Mythic Hero joins the battle. Okay. Well, looks like they're doing it. Naga, she's going to be a flying dragon, a blue flying dragon. That is exciting. AR, yeah, some Ether Raid skills. Divine Fang was her C slot. Oh wow, that's really pretty. I like that dragon, the dragon spray.
Deliberation is over.
That damage. Jeez. Okay. I love the starry effect on her attack. Her art's awesome too. Her sprite's great. That scarf. Okay, we're gonna get Legendary Lyn, Legendary, Brave Lyn, Legendary Brave Lyn, Brave. I can't talk. Legendary Lyn, Brave Hector, Legendary Tiki, Legendary Erica, Freed, Duma. Okay, Valoria, New Year's Gunthra, New Year's Fjorm, New Year's. Oh jeez. Oh god, all over the place. Okay. Okay, let's back that up. Oh, what a mess. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Okay, so looks like we're going to be getting this new Mythic Hero banner starting on the 30th and going for approximately 1 week, or basically 1 week, all the way until June 6th. Unfortunately, we'll take another look, we'll do another run through, determine or make some assessments about which colors are really going to be the target colors, or sort of the go-to colors for people. Naturally, there's going to be 12 units on the Mythic Hero banner, and the Mythic Hero banner is going to be featuring an 8% summon rate. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and rewind, take another look at Naga, the goddess herself, and see what skills they decided to introduce with her. I will say that I think the art looks pretty great. I really was not expecting them to introduce Naga so early, but that won't stop them from adding additional Nagas later. I don't think this is going to be the only Naga we get. It's going to be the awakening version of Naga. Okay, let's pause here. So let's take a quick look at her skills. Divine Breath is going to be her weapon, a 16 might breath weapon. It's going to be effective against dragon foes, grant an innate attack +3, which is always a great thing. Grants attack speed, defense, res +X during combat. So it's an in-combat buff. And X is the number of dragon allies and allies that have effective against dragon weapons within 2 spaces times 3. Maximum bonus of +9 to each stat. Okay, so as long as she has, so it's not an adjacent, it's just as long as they're within 2 spaces, is that right? Yeah. So as long as she has dragons near her within 2 spaces, or people with dragon effective weapons, so falchions, the weapon Naga from Julia, any dragon effective weapons, they'll all enhance her weapon to a maximum of +9. So as long as there are 3 other units that fit that category, then she's going to get +9. The reason why they have that stipulation is just, for example, in Grand Conquests or in Ether Raids, anywhere where you can have more than 3 allies. So it is capped at +9. If foes' range is equal to 3. Okay, so it also has adaptive damage for ranged foes. That is very strong. That's actually really powerful, because the condition that you often see in instances like this are that you need dragons, or you need to be surrounded by dragons. And if you're running an all-dragon team, then naturally you're going to have a weakness, or a severe weakness, to dragon-effective weapons. But she actually gets this boost from both dragons and dragon-effective weapons. So that means that you can spice up and mix up your team composition to be a little bit more balanced, while still granting Naga the full bonuses for her Divine Breath. And I will note that even just having 2 allies near her, that gives her the boost is still a +6. And that's still remarkable. So it's not a difficult condition to meet, and it will grant her a lot of bonus stats on offense and defense in combat buffs. So they can't be panicked or debuffed in any way. So pretty good, pretty great stuff there. Luna is her special, treats foes defense res as if reduced by 50%. All right, so Ether Raid offense, attack speed 3. We've seen these Ether Raid offense and defense skills. I've said exhaustively how I feel about them. I don't think they're that great. I think that they're annoying when you're facing them against Ether Raids. It's just sort of a weird condition, and the fact that they only work on offense or defense is just kind of, I don't know. I'm not terribly excited when seeing these skills. I think they're unique. I do like that they're implementing or trying to kind of come outside of the box and make unique skills for these various new units and new heroes that are coming out, but I'm not in love with these skills personally. But essentially, on offense, when you're using her in an offense party in Ether Raids, she'll get attack and speed plus X, and that X is going to be calculated based upon the number of structures on the enemy team. So the number of, I should say, defensive structures left on the enemy team. So the fewer structures there are, the higher the bonus that she gets. I mean, I guess one element to it that's kind of interesting is it makes you want to protect your structures a little bit more. That adds like one element of strategy in terms of your map composition, but I don't know. Anyway, B skill, chill speed 3. The chill skills are awesome. We kind of gone through the gambit of chill skills, so they're not quite as exciting, but they will remain powerful. Basically a map-wide debuff that you can't avoid, and it hits the highest enemy stat of that particular stat line. Yeah, I mean, chill speed 3 is excellent. All right, so let's take a look at her unique C slot, Divine Fang. At start of turn, grants effective against dragons to adjacent allies for 1 turn. What? Wait, so that's crazy. This is the first time we've actually seen something like this, where there's a buff that changes the effectiveness of a weapon. And yeah, I mean, we've never seen anything like this before. This is a first in the game. And I'm wondering if that automatically procs her Divine Breath then. Essentially, that means that she can go on any team. I mean, it doesn't just have to be a dragon composition or an effective against dragon composition. That means she goes anywhere. And if you plant her in the center of a T formation or anything like that, so what that essentially means is she's also buffing herself, because then she's surrounded by dragon effective weapons, thereby giving her a +9 to all of her stats. That is actually remarkable. I mean, that's pretty fantastic. And I think, again, the more interesting note of this is that this is the first time we're seeing a buff to grant effective against a particular enemy or movement or weapon type for a turn. We've never seen that before, and we may end up seeing that a lot more going forward, which is a very, very exciting prospect. And this type of buff that it's granting, at least for the time being, can't really be debuffed. So when you get a start of combat buff, for example, you're susceptible to things like Panic Ploy. And that's just, it's not the case here. I don't think that this is a counterable, at least as far as I can tell, I don't think this is a counterable buff. Obviously, it only works against dragons, but I just imagine going forward, there could be a C-slot skill that grants effective against armors, grants effective against flying, effective against beasts. It's possible. We could definitely see that. We could definitely see that going forward on Mythic Heroes. So that's a very, very interesting prospect. And that paired with Divine Breath makes Naga insane. I think she's actually amazing. Even more so than I originally thought, when I thought, she'd kind of fit more on dragon compositions paired with falchions. No, I mean, if this works the way I'm thinking, that means that she essentially works on every single team, and every single team is she's going to provide dragon effectiveness, and on the flip side of that, she's going to buff herself. And I gotta say, it kind of makes sense, because they've been releasing a lot of really, really powerful dragons lately. I'm sure that has not gone unnoticed, but I mean, they've kind of upped the ante with the whole recent Fallen Tiki and Fallen Korin, and we've been getting a lot of armored dragons in general. So I do feel as though you know, it's going to change the playing field a little bit. I do get that sense. And I also wouldn't be surprised if we see something like a Beast Fang or something like as in the C slot that also counters beasts or something like that, or grants effective against, you know, other types of movement types or weapon types. So let's keep going. I love her sprite. Both the human form and the dragon, and her art is amazing. Looks really good. Her voice is very regal. I recognize it from Awakening. Okay. So, that's fantastic. She's going to be a blue, followed by Lyn, Hector, Legendary Tiki, Erica, Creed, Fjorm, Gunthra, okay, Levitane, and Duma, as well as Valoria, and Lou. Wow, Lou is kind of like out of left field. He really feels like, it seems like Lou really doesn't fit this this set of heroes. Okay, so let's take a look at the blue first, because obviously Naga is blue. She's a blue flyer, blue flying dragon, so naturally she's the marquee character. Let's see who she is paired with. So Brave Hector, oh god, and Legendary Tiki, oh god. So, alright, so straight up, blue is absolutely amazing, like phenomenal. Brave Hector is absolutely a beast, like just a huge force on the battlefield. Comes fully loaded with his kit. I mean, he just dominates out there. He is just an extremely strong character. Legendary Tiki, similarly, is absolutely amazing. She's absolutely an incredible legendary hero. And then we have Naga, who, like I just mentioned, I think is going to be she's going to be crazy on the battlefield. I think she's going to be amazing as well. So that color is super stacked. The reason why I grimace a little bit is because I already have Legendary Tiki, and I already have tons of Brave Hectors. The guy stalks me. And if I'm going to go for Naga on this banner, I know I'm going to get like 4 copies of Brave Hector, which I can't really complain about because the dude's amazing. But I'm just saying, he just kind of shows up uninvited. He shows up, crashes the party, drinks all your beer, like crashes on your couch, and then you gotta pay him orbs to get him to go home. I mean, it's just it's not a pretty sight for me, because he just likes to show up for me. So who knows, if I pull on this banner, you guys may see a +10 Brave Hector. Stranger things have happened. But anyway, blue is absolutely stacked. From a neutral and an unbiased perspective, blue is absolutely amazing. So something else worth noting is that blue has both a legendary hero and a mythic hero on it. So you have pretty good odds of getting a legendary hero on blue, which is always a good thing. So let's move on to red. Red similarly has 2 legendary heroes. We have legendary Erica, Freed, as well as New Year's Fjorm. And that's actually a very good set of heroes as well. A little bit unbalanced towards the melee, obviously. They're all sword users, but each of them is a powerful asset, and having 2 legendary heroes also makes that a very promising color to pull on. Then we move on to green. So green has legendary Lyn, who I think by all accounts people generally consider to be a little bit on the weaker side of things, as well as New Year's Fjorm and Lou. Yeah, that's not so hot. I mean, looking at it in contrast to blue and red, green doesn't offer a ton. You've got 1 legendary hero, arguably one of the weaker legendary heroes in the game. Then you have New Year's Fjorm, who actually was available if you bought one of the orb packs. But in general, she's pretty good. So she's one of the better units for this color. And then you've got Lou, who's okay. He's kind of the outlier here. He has a lot to offer. He has some good fodder. He's a decent character in and of himself, but he just doesn't have the same wow factor as a lot of the other characters on this banner, and quite frankly, he kind of pulls up the rear in the green department. So at least for green, I mean, green's kind of sinking low as far as being really palatable or tempting to pull on. And then let's look at colorless. So we've got Duma, Valoria, and Levitane. Levitane was also available from one of the orb packs, I believe. Valoria is phenomenal. I would love to get a Valoria. She's absolutely a destructive force out there, able to chain specials like no one's business, certainly. And she has one of the more unique effects in the game that actually involves affection or the relationships or whatever. But she's just a powerful force, and Duma is pretty powerful. He's a mythic hero. If you use him on Ether Defense, he can really help in mitigating some of the lift loss that you can get from defeats. So that's definitely a pretty useful thing to have. And you have Levitain, who is a cavalry healer, and she's great. I mean, she is great if you don't have her already. So colorless is actually looking pretty good. Definitely not bad. Only one mythic hero on it, but that mythic hero happens to do some great things. So if I had to rank the colors, I would say blue is honestly probably the best color to pull on this banner. Followed right below that, I would say red, and then sort of right below that would be colorless. And then all the way on the bottom would probably be green. I mean, that's just kind of how I'm rating things. Obviously, things swap around based upon who you already have. And in my case, I already have the two other blue heroes, so blue really isn't looking quite as good because for red, I'm missing two of the heroes. Anyway, Naga looks so good that I have really no choice but to try to pull for her. I'm kind of hurting on the Mythic Hero front of things. I don't have many Mythic Heroes at all, so I would really like to get Naga if I could. So I'll probably end up shooting for blue, even though I know I'm going to get Tiki and Hector's over Naga, and that's just how it's going to be, unfortunately. But you know what? There are worse things in the world than getting merges for Brave Hector and Legendary Tiki. I'll say that much. So let me know in the comments below what colors you're going to be going for, which units you're going to be targeting, how many orbs you have saved up for it, and how many you're going to spend. I wish you the best of luck. I hope you end up getting all of those targets that you're looking for. Hopefully you enjoyed watching the trailer for the first time with us. If you did, please feel free to leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. We thank you so much for watching. We really, really do appreciate you guys taking some time out of your day to spend with us, all of you. Really appreciate it. And until next time, let's protect those skies.